Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have Makeupforever with me. She's one of my favorite model. I have previously worked with her on one of the looks that I've did, and I also did a video with her, but unfortunately the whole video got corrupted even before I could transfer from my SD card to my laptop. Anyhow, so we thought of doing another video together, and this time we actually did completely different than what we did before. And I guess first time is always like an experimental thing, and the second time it turns out even better. In my opinion, this look was much and far more better than the previous one, but here is a look to the previous video. This was the last bit of clip that was left behind from that SD card, and we aim to do something very pinky and traditional, but for some reason, I don't know, as a makeup artist, let me know what you guys think. I actually think the current look turned out even better than this makeup look. So yeah, let me know guys. This makeup look is perfect for reception because it's such a beautiful, and the dress was given by Ash Creations. They have outstanding collection. So first thing first, I always like to prep my model's face, and for that I've used a MAC Prep and Prime. This is their Natural Radiance Base Luminizer, and I'm not quite sure about the shade, but it has a yellow sticker on the top. The first foundation that I'm applying is the Maybelline 24 Hour Stay Foundation in the shade 220. And I'm using a stippling brush to apply that. The second foundation is sort of a matte foundation, and that is by the L'Oreal Promatte. And the shade that I'm applying is number 106. And the reason that I can't speak today. The reason why I'm applying two different shades is because to get the right shade for my skin tone. Now, for color correcting, I'm using my Kryolan Derma Blend Mini Palette, and the two shades that I've used is called D31 and D32. And I'm just applying that slightly underneath her eyes, but also make sure you apply a very thin amount because Derma Blend can be quite thick, as we all know that Kryolan produces full coverage products, so it's important to get the right shade but right amount. The next that I'm doing is I'm covering that orange concealer using my L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation in shade 104. And you can tell this is a little lighter than the previous shade, and that's because previously I mixed up two shades together. Now I'm just applying L'Oreal Pro Matte in 106. Now I can go a little lighter because first of all, this obviously matches the skin tone, but I can also do a little lighter now because it's not going to make her under eyes or around the mouth look ashy because I've already concealed with orange concealer. Now this is the kind of base that I usually do when I'm doing a photo shoot or a bridal shoot, because you need a full coverage, because when you do flash photography, half of your makeup is washed out. So it's very important that you do a full coverage on your model. Normally when I'm doing a bride, I put less of foundation and more of the powder. That way a bride looks completely flawless in person, at the same time looks outstanding in the photos. But when I'm doing a model photography, I tend to put a little more layer of foundation. And sorry, I was looking a mess this day. But yeah, ignore me. This is not about me. This is about my heck today. So now I'm going to set all of that foundation using my Ben Nye Transparent Setting Powder. I believe it's called Neutral Set Powder. And I'm going to use that to apply all over her face just to make sure that everything is set. Once the translucent powder is in, it's time to layer it up with a thin layer of Kryolan Pancake, and the shade that I'm using, it's called Ivory. Now, what happens when you use a pancake on top of all of these is it locks your foundation down. It makes it feel a lot lighter. All that weight of that foundation that was sitting on her face completely disappear, and it becomes completely lightweighted. And also it's going to lock everything down and make sure that it does not oxidize with heat, with lots of light when you're doing flash photography and all of that. So it locks everything in place. This is a technique I often use on my brides as well, especially if they are having a winter wedding. Next, I'm going to polish everything using a powder, and for that I'm using my Kiss product powder. I believe it is in the shade Ivory as well, but I'm going to double check. The reason why you polish it down is because if there's any excess powder you have got from your pancake, this is going to dust it away and make your skin feel a lot smoother. Now, before I started with my eyeshadow, I've applied some concealer. For that, I've used my NC30 Studio Fix Concealer by MAC. And for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using the Pixi Beauty eyeshadow palette. And the two colors that I'm using are the Rose Clay and Deep Taupe. These are the two colors that I've used. On the lid, I'm using the color called Metal Mauve, and this is a beautiful shimmery color. And nice thing about I like the Pixi Beauty's eyeshadow palette is the fact that everything is quite easily grabbed onto the brush, and I didn't really have to use my fingertips or anything, so it was pretty easy. So including the metal colors, it picked up very well with the brush. The next color that I'm applying on her lid is called Sheer Sand and Petal. And I'm going to use the same color on her inner corners as well. The next color that I use is from the Naked Palette 2, and this is the one in the gray shade, and I believe the color is called Verve. Verve, actually, V-E-R-V-E. Sorry, the writing kind of got worn off. It's a pretty old palette, but however, I got a good use of this palette for this shoot because honestly, I was looking for a gray color that will match her outfit. Now for the glitter, I've applied the Urban Decay colors, and this is the Urban Decay glitter. It's called Midnight Cowboy. For eyebrows, I'm using the shade Brunette by Kiss product. This is their eyebrow pencil. It has a spoolie on one side and pencil on the other side. This color is actually one of my current favorite right now, and it's called Brunette because this color matches like someone with darker hair color. Now I'm just applying my lashes. For that, I've used my Kiss product lashes, and I'm just topping it up with a little bit of black on the outer corners, and it's called Blackout from the same Naked Palette too. And I've used the brush from the same Naked Palette as well. And for those of you who actually have used the Naked palettes, you know their brush is quite nice. And here I'm just blending it out so it looks more even and blended out. Now for contour, I'm using a little warm tone instead of a cool tone. That's why I went for my Pro Sculpting Duo by Makeupforever. Because she has so much cool tones like, you know, black eyeshadows, gray eyeshadows, silver color on her face, I wanted to cool down the look using a cooler tone, using a warmer tone, and that's the reason why I went for this. But for nose contour, I always like to use my Hoola bronzer because it has more of a cool tone than a warm tone. Now I'm just going to clean the lines out to make the contour lines more prominent using my Kryolan Pancake in shade Ivory. To set everything, I've used my Maybelline Makeup Setting Spray. And now for highlighter, I'm using the same highlighter from the Makeupforever Pro Sculpting Duo palette. It has a beautiful gold tone, which balances her silver, oh my gosh, I can't speak today. It has a beautiful gold look, which balances out her silver look at the same time. I'm having a lot of tongue twists today. I don't know why. But yeah, anyways, sorry about that. Now for blush, I always like to go with my stippling brush. And for that, I'm using Gentle Mineralized Blush by MAC Cosmetics. Now the difficult part was to choose a perfect lip color that will go with her gray outfit and it will suit her, right? So we actually tried out a couple here. First thing I'm doing is using a color called Chestnut. And this is by the lip liner by MAC. And then we tried out a color by Kiss product. And then I wasn't too happy because it was still looking a little washed out. So I topped it up with Beauty Big Bang. And this is in the shade Dark Brown, the color that I'm applying. As you can see, it's too gothic and too dark. So I wasn't too happy because it was turning out too dark. While it matched her nail colors, by the way, which didn't happen as like we didn't plan for it, it just happened. But I wasn't too happy with the shade, so then I just went on with this other color. This is by MAC, which is called Viva Glam 2, and it's their satin color like lipsticks. Honestly, once I topped all of these 4 colors together, this lip color turned out outstandingly beautiful, and it reminded me of the shades that Kareena Kapoor used to use from Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. Honestly, my model here, she already reminds me of Kareena Kapoor, and this lipstick was just a cherry on top. Like, it was so perfect. I'm gonna finish off the look using some more setting spray, and once it's done, the makeup look is finally complete. And this is the final look, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.